Right now, as you read this, you are moving very fast. The Earth is spinning beneath you, a giant sphere in constant motion. We do not usually feel it like passengers on a smooth flight. This is a grand cosmic ballet, a silent, unending dance for us. The speed of this spin is huge. At the Earth's middle, the equator, it is over 1,600 kilometers per hour. That is faster than most jet planes. Imagine that incredible velocity happening every second of every day. A constant, powerful, invisible force shaping the very world we live in. This spin is incredibly ancient. It began when Earth first formed, billions and billions of years ago, from a swirling cloud of cosmic dust and a lot of interstellar gas. This rotation is a basic property, a memory of its fiery birth, a fundamental aspect of our planet. But what if this dance stopped? What if Earth suddenly ceased to spin? It is a truly terrifying thought. A scenario out of science fiction. But exploring it helps us learn. It shows how vital rotation is. Let us journey into this strange idea and see what science tells us. Our planet's spin does many things. Most clearly, it gives us day and it also gives us night. The sun appears to rise each morning and it seems to set each evening. This regular cycle is familiar. It governs our daily routines. And it is all thanks to rotation. This cycle of light and dark is absolutely crucial for all life. Plants need the sun's gentle light. They use it to make their food. Animals have their own daily rhythms. Some are active in the bright day. Others prefer the cool, dark night. Rotation orchestrates this natural tempo. Earth's spin also creates something else. It is called the Coriolis effect. This might sound a bit complex, but it is quite important for us. It influences the paths of winds and the great currents in our oceans. This helps to shape weather patterns and distribute heat around our planet. The rotation helps make our magnetic field. Deep inside Earth, liquid iron flows. The spinning motion stirs this iron, creating a powerful dynamo effect, generating a vast magnetic shield. This shield protects us from harm, deflecting dangerous solar wind and cosmic rays from deep space. Now let us perform an experiment, a thought experiment, just in our minds. Imagine Earth's spin just stops. Suddenly in one single moment. What would be the very first thing? The first thing you would notice? The first change in your world? It is a curious question to ponder. Think about everything around you. The air you are breathing now. The water and rivers and lakes. People, animals, trees, and buildings. Everything on the surface of Earth currently shares Earth's rotational speed. Everything has enormous forward momentum. A hidden energy of rapid motion. This is purely a hypothetical scenario. The Earth will not just stop spinning. Physics does not allow that easily. There is no giant brake pedal. But imagining it is very useful. It helps us understand our world. It reveals hidden connections and the importance of this spin. So, what do you think would happen? What is your first imagined consequence? Take a moment to picture it. The results are truly quite dramatic. They are also very, very widespread. The consequences are simply vast. Let us now uncover them together, based on what science can predict. If Earth stopped spinning, instantly everything not anchored down would fly. It would fly eastwards, very fast. This is because of basic inertia. Objects in motion stay in motion unless a force acts upon them. The ground would stop its turning, but everything else would keep going. People, animals, cars and houses, trees, rocks and topsoil too. All would be torn from the surface, flung sideways at incredible speeds, hundreds of kilometers per hour. A catastrophic global projectile event. Imagine the sheer destructive power. Nothing could withstand such a force. The atmosphere would also keep moving. All the air surrounding our planet. It too has this eastward momentum. It would become a mighty wind, a wind far stronger than any hurricane or any tornado ever recorded, sweeping across the now still land, a truly global, super-fast wind. These winds would scour the entire land. They would erode mountains to dust. They would strip forests bare instantly. No structure built by humans would survive. Cities would be utterly obliterated, reduced to rubble in mere moments. Pure, unimaginable devastation everywhere. The surface would be unrecognizable. The oceans would also continue moving, all that vast water full of inertia. It would surge across the planet, creating tsunamis of unbelievable size. These waves would not be small. They would be many kilometers high, washing far inland over continents, drowning everything in their path. These colossal waves would travel fast, at the same speed the Earth once spun, hundreds of kilometers per hour. They would reshape coastlines instantly, eroding land, carving new valleys, and mixing saltwater with freshwater sources. The sheer force is hard to grasp, a liquid bulldozer on a global scale. The Earth's solid crust might react. The sudden stop is a huge shock. This stress could trigger earthquakes, not just small tremors, but huge ones, everywhere across the whole planet. And massive volcanic eruptions too, as the planet's crust would crack, releasing magma from deep below. The planet would become a total wreck, a scene of complete, utter destruction. From the winds, the waves, the quakes, no single place would be safe. The surface would be a raging chaos, a truly hellish, violent landscape. Life as we know it would cease in this immediate, brutal aftermath. Let us assume Earth stops spinning, but it still continues to orbit the sun as it does on its yearly journey. One side would then face the sun. It would face it for a long time, for about half of an entire year. Then the other side would face it. A very different kind of day. The side facing the bright sun would experience an endless long day. Temperatures there would begin to soar, reaching incredibly high levels, much hotter than any desert now. The ground would bake and crack. Water would boil and then evaporate, a scorched and barren, fiery wasteland. The other side would face cold space. It would have an endless dark night, with no sunlight for many months. Temperatures would plummet drastically, becoming colder than Earth's poles today, freezing everything completely solid. The air itself might even freeze, forming frost or snow of nitrogen. So Earth becomes a planet of extremes. One side is a furnace, burning hot. The other side an icebox, deadly cold. This is a very different Earth, not the gentle, temperate world we know. The transition between these zones would be a narrow strip of twilight, but even that would be harsh. What about any life in this new world? Could anything possibly survive the stop? The initial chaos would be devastating. Very unlikely for most complex life. Humans, animals, and many plants would perish in the first moments, or in the days that followed. The conditions are just too severe. On the sun-baked hot side of Earth, any remaining water would boil away. The land would become a sterile desert. Temperatures would be far too high for any known forms of life. Proteins would denature. Cells would die. It would be like the surface of Mercury, scorched beyond all recognition. On the dark, freezing, cold side, oceans would turn to solid ice, perhaps miles and miles deep. The air would become extremely thin, as gases freeze and fall as snow. Too cold for most life to function. Metabolism would slow to nothing, a silent, frozen, desolate landscape. Perhaps some very simple life could exist, maybe in a narrow twilight zone. The thin band between hot and cold where temperatures are less extreme. Or deep underground, shielded from extremes, or in the depths of frozen oceans. Microbes extremophiles are very tough, but complex ecosystems? Unlikely now. The very shape of Earth would change. Our planet is not a perfect sphere. It bulges slightly at its equator. This is because of its fast spin. The centrifugal force pushes outwards, making it wider in the middle, a shape called an oblate spheroid. This bulge is quite significant. If the Earth stopped its spinning, that outward centrifugal force vanishes. Gravity would then take complete over, pulling Earth into a perfect sphere. This change would not be gentle. The crust would shift and crack, causing even more massive earthquakes and reshaping the land itself. The oceans would also redistribute. Water is currently held at the equator by the same spin-caused bulge. If the bulge flattens out, water would flow away from the equator. It would move towards the poles, creating two huge new polar oceans and a new supercontinent around Earth's middle. The magnetic field would also suffer. As we saw, rotation helps generate it. If the spin stops, the dynamo falters. The magnetic field would weaken greatly, or it might disappear almost completely. This leaves Earth totally unprotected, exposed to harmful solar radiation and dangerous cosmic rays from space. So if Earth stopped its spin, the outcome would be very bad. Extremely catastrophically bad news, for everyone and for everything. It would mean the end of our world, the end of life as we know it. A truly sobering, stark conclusion from our little thought experiment. Our planet's constant steady spin is truly a remarkable gift. It creates a stable, dynamic home. It provides the rhythm of our lives. It allows complex life to flourish in countless, beautiful, diverse forms. We often take this for granted, but it is essential for our existence. We should appreciate this gentle motion, this constant, reliable cosmic dance. It is an integral part of us, and an integral part of our planet. It connects us to the cosmos, to the laws of physics that govern all. It is a reminder of our place in this vast and wondrous universe. The universe is full of marvels, and full of many great mysteries. Earth's life-sustaining spin is one, a delicate balance finely tuned. Let us continue to explore these. Let us continue to ask questions and keep learning about our home, our precious spinning blue planet.